Astrid. For those of you who are new, I pronounce my name Ostrid, not Astrid. I am the CEO and the founder of Adoption Mosaic. I have been working in the field of adoption for over 30 years, working to support my community. I'll tell you a little bit more about my personal relationship to Adoption Mosaic and the shifts and the ebbs and flows it has had in the last 20 years of existing. And in the meantime, I will let you all know I am an adopted person. I was adopted at the age of 4.5 years old. I came to the United States with my full biological sister, and we were adopted into a family who were excited to become new parents. This was probably one of the happiest days of their life to integrate us into their families. And as we all know, as this is, we have more language to talk about that our adoptee experiences. It might have been the happiest day of the for our parents' lives, but it was probably a very traumatic and a very hard day for us adoptees. Those are the spaces that we don't talk about that aspect of adoption. So I'm really excited that at Adoption Mosaic that I personally get to benefit from this programming that we do as an organization and that we have built from 2005, because me and my family and my parents and I believe my brother is also registered. He may be here as well. But we've benefited greatly because we've learned how to lean into the conversations of adoption that are beyond the rainbows and unicorns narrative. So, on that note, thank you. I'm going to pass the mic to Maya. If you can unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Maya Dabani, and I am the bookkeeping and strategic planning assistant at Adoption Mosaic. I currently live in San Jose, California, so that's where I'm coming from. And I am studying at San Jose State University. This is my last year, majoring in international business, super exciting. And I'm also an adult child of an adoptee. So I've been involved very personally with Adoption Mosaic and the larger adoptee community for a very, very long time. But more recently, I've been involved professionally with Adoption Mosaic. So I started as an intern, and I worked with the leadership team for 9 months, a 9-month program, to develop the strategic growth plan and transition into a nonprofit and work on that. And then earlier this year, I was hired as the bookkeeping and strategic planning assistant, and super exciting. And I'm going to pass it on to Brooke. She's going to introduce herself and talk a little bit about our team.
Hi, I'm Brooke Haynes, and I reside in Louisville, Kentucky. And so I'm a little bit farther on the eastern side of the US, and I think some of you all here tonight are as well. It's so great to see everybody's faces, a lot of new faces I've not met yet. Have been with Adoption Mosaic since 2020, as a growth strategist. And I'll tell you tonight, I've gotten emotional twice already, just like, whoa, this is it. This is what we've been talking about over the last 5 years, and here we are. And a lot of you all will see me be the experts as the Zoom support, and tonight I'll be doing that as well. And I'm pretty excited about the growth of the company, a growth of transitioning here into this nonprofit now. Here we are as a nonprofit, and this team. We have a solid team. As we transition and build things, the shifts have all shifted, and everybody's just really, really excited for the team and where they are. We're going to share a video, and so you can meet the team and the team that we are so happy to be a part of.
Ah, that was so good. Maya is going to go over this chart. Go ahead, Maya.
All right, so this is our organizational chart. It is all of our team members that were on the video. So the video is kind of with pictures, and we got all of our team members, and this is just kind of a same thing, we just get to see it all together in one page. And all of us who are here right now are on this page have fancy backgrounds. So you can see all of us have backgrounds with our names, our position, where we are in the constellation. And so you can probably go through the tiles and spot some of us. And if you know one of us or if you want to reach out, definitely type it in the chat and send us a message. All right, next slide, please. Okay, so this slide we have what's unique about Adoption Mosaic. And this was a very difficult slide to do just because we could not condense it to one slide. It was so difficult to put only a few bullets in here. But what we have is that Adoption Mosaic goes beyond the rainbows and unicorn narrative of adoption. We hold space for critically thinking about adoption, and we also center the lived experiences of adoptees in all our programming and everything that we do. Um, and as you saw before in our video, in our organizational chart, our team consists of 82% of our team is adoptees. And that is just such a huge number. Almost most of our team are adoptees. And over 50% of our team are from the global majority. And this is kind of a newer term for me. So I'm going to explain it because global majority, I haven't really heard that pretty recently. So I'm going to explain it just if some of us are also learning alongside myself. But the global majority is a newer term that refers to the majority of the world's population. And that is people who are not considered white, so people of color, BIPOC. And this is just kind of challenging that minority term or challenging and changing that language. So this is to say, if over half of our team is from the global majority, we are people of color. Adoption Mosaic is also not a placement agency, nor have we or do we facilitate adoptions, and we serve all members of the adoption constellation. And this is really important to me as well, and to a lot of people that, for example, I'm a adult child of an adoptee. And there's a lot of us who are kind of or part of the adoption constellation, but there is nowhere for us to go or talk about adoption or receive support and programming about adoption. So there's siblings of adoptees, partners of adoptees, and so much more, so many more communities that are all able to go to Adoption Mosaic and receive support in community and programming. And that is just so special and unique. We are also committed to working collaboratively with individuals, families, organizations, agencies, and this also includes attorneys and the US legal system. And we are doing all of we're working with all of these different communities and organizations to further support adoptees, adoptive parents, and all the other members of the adoption constellation that I talked about beforehand as well, and birth first parents and families, and then also adoption professionals. And we're also working to further family preservation when at all possible. We also at Adoption Mosaic believe we are better together. And you'll hear that many times throughout this presentation because that's kind of a motto. That's a motto that we hold very dear and close to our hearts. And you'll see that as well in our programming and in the community that we've built. I'm going to pass this on to Oster that's going to talk a little bit more about what's unique about Adoption Mosaic and an Adoption Mosaic timeline.
Awesome. Thank you, Maya. Thank you so much. All right, so here is a little road map that's actually as I was going through, as Maya was talking, I was going through the pages of tiles that we have here, and there's actually quite a few of you that can place yourself in those first three bullets of Adoption Mosaic and when we founded Adoption Mosaic. I am really proud to say that I believe all of our founders, myself included, are here this evening sharing Sherry Campbell, Debbie Kaufman, and Mina Bacigalupi. And here we are, ladies, 20 years later from the kitchen table. We started this at the kitchen table, literally rolling our sleeves up saying, there's got to be more. We got to be able to figure out how to do more support services, more hands-on. We've got to figure out how we can. At that time, we were really centering the adoptive parent experience, and yes, as an adoptee, leading and supporting this organization from the beginning, of course, it was adoptee centered in its own way. But I will say there was a huge shift that happened. From when we started, it was very much centered around educating and supporting adoptive parents, which is something that we still do today. That value is a huge value of mine for the work that we're doing. However, a shift happened in 2011, at the end of 2011, 2012. I found my mother in Colombia. After 36 years of being separated, I found her, and we had found out that my sister and I had been sold in the black market of adoption. That completely pulled the rug out from under me. Here I was running an organization called Adoption Mosaic. I was working with adoption agencies, placement agencies. Even though we were not a placement agency, that was where most of the trainings were happening, were at placement agencies. All of our clients, for the most part, were adoptive parents. We were doing some youth activity groups, but with minors, we were not. The only thing that we had that we could offer for adult adoptees was come and help volunteer to help run this organization. And that was it. And it was a completely volunteer, all volunteer organization. So when I found Carmenza and I found out that this awful, tragic thing had happened in our family, in our history, family history, I had to push a pause. Kind of went to a dark place. Some of you knew me back then, and my life kind of fell apart as I knew it. And yet I had access to more resources than the majority of the people that I knew. I had access to adult adoptees. I had access to therapists who knew what they were talking about around adoption. I had access to a lot of resources when it came to adopt. I was running Adoption Mosaic for, after all, right? And still, I think that this story, I share this story because it speaks volumes to the impact of what that experience had on my life. That I did not have the support or the resources that I needed to not fall hard. And I went kind of into a really shadowed, dark place in my life. A couple years later, we closed Adoption Mosaic. And then I had asked the board of directors at the time, which some of you are on this call. Just a quick little shout out to Lonnie Faith, who was a part of us closing up Adoption Mosaic, and without the support of the incredible board of directors that we had at that time, that I had asked them if I could retain the intellectual property of Adoption Mosaic. They all said, absolutely, Astrid, 100%. Yes. I think that there might have been a little bit of a behind in the back of their mind being like, I wonder what she's ever going to do with this. But you know what? Yes, if you want to do something with this thing, Adoption Mosaic, we absolutely someday we hope that you'll find some healing and that you'll be able to be in a place where you could do something. So went to a lot of therapy, and then came out the other end in 2019. I was taking a class. Brooke was in that class. It was a Zoom class. We were not Zooming like we're Zooming today, everybody. Brooke was the first person I knew who knew how to Zoom in a way that nobody knew. I had said in this class, it was a class for entrepreneurs. I was like, I guess I'm an entrepreneur. I'm going to relaunch Adoption Mosaic as an LLC. Brooke was there, and she was the Zoom tech person for this woman who was doing the training. And I had said what my mission and what I wanted to do at Adoption Mosaic. And she sent me a private message in the chat. And she said, I'm a birth mom. I am also an adoptee. I've never heard anybody talk about adoption in this way. If you ever need any help, please reach out. So then the pandemic hit. 2 months, 3 months into the pandemic, I think Brooke called me and she said, all right, girl, with her little southern accent. She said, "All right, girl, what's going on? You said you're gonna start." I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna just wait till the pandemic blows over." She's like, "No, you're not. No, 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 no. We got things to do. You got things to do. I heard you. I heard what you said, and I want to see those things happen." And Brooke is just one of many, many, many people who are here tonight who have made me feel that way. And so I just want to, and people before Brooke came along, and then Brooke, and then continued on. So I did. I relaunched Adoption Mosaic LLC. Then 2 years ago, I met an incredible family who had seen me present at the Ethiopian Adoptive Family Heritage Camp, the Martin family. And Brett Martin came up to me and he said, "Hey, I have an idea. I would like to support you guys, but I can't unless you're a nonprofit." And I was like, "Yeah, no, 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 that's never going to happen again." I've been down that road. And he was like, "Well, let's just talk about it. Don't just throw it. Don't throw that idea out completely." And I said, "Okay." And like with anything that I do and everything that becomes successful for me, we built a friendship and a relationship. And that friendship and relationship is what got us to where we are today. I am, I could not have been convinced otherwise. It is the foundation of this closeness, this feeling supported, and knowing that I got this support emotionally, so this incredible support, people who believe in the work that we're doing. But relationships are so valuable to me and to this work that we're doing. Okay, I'm going to try to kind of quickly go through things because, as anybody who knows me, I'm not a fast storyteller, but I do love me a good story. So, just really quick, you can all glance at this slide. We'll be sending you, it sounds like we'll be sending you these slides so you can look through them again, take your time. But these are just some of the programs that we have been doing, that we have been doing up until now. We are going to continue doing all of the programmings that we have been doing and then some. So these are the programs that we've been doing as an LLC. We this year in 2025 we did dissolve the LLC and we transitioned to a nonprofit. And in that transition, we did not let go of any of our programming. So our programming all is staying completely intact. If anything, we're growing. So that's the thing that I'm really excited to share with all of you. Okay, on that note, Maya, go ahead and walk us through these next couple slides.
All right. So this slide is has all of the programming that Ostrich showed in the previous slide, but now as our revenue and slices of our pie. And we decided that this was an important slide to show because this shows that kind of our smallest slices of this pie are adoptee programming. And we have created this purposefully. This organization has been created so that the other programming supports and subsidizes the adoptee programming. And this is important to note because in the slide we were talking about what's so unique about Adoption Mosaic is this. We also have created an organization that supports adoptees at a lower cost so the adoptee community can receive support in community and programming. And also, no adoptee is turned away because of financial hardship because of this. And this has been purposeful, and this has been one of the things that we are leading towards and continuing to do. And in the next slide, it's very similar pie. It looks a little bit similar, but the big difference is that from being the smallest slice of the pie, this adoptees are now the biggest. And this is our community served. So even though adoptee programming is one of our smallest revenue streams, it is the biggest community that we serve. And that is how we like it. And that is what we're creating as an organization, that we will support adoptees. Um, and also other community members, other constellation members. We also serve adoptive parents, adoption professionals, first parents, and other constellation members, as I talked about before, and that this is kind of our pie. We are we have supported so many different communities, and this is in 2024, in this year, and in 2025, and we'll continue to do so. But to see this kind of in percentages and to see how many adoptees Adoption Mosaic is supporting and therefore and have community and programming for is so essential and for our community. All right. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. These two slides, Maya, when we look at what's shifted from the nonprofits back then and this new nonprofit and centering the adoptee. I didn't really get to finish saying that after finding out that what had happened with my birth family and what had happened to me and my sister is I came back realizing that we weren't really centering and building programs for us adult adoptees. And that's what I was saying earlier is here I was an adoptee that had an abundance of resources, and yet I was left in the dark when it came to reunion. We didn't have adult programming that actually talked beyond that 18 years old. We spend so much time in parenting classes learning how to developmentally support our kids from 0 to 18. We realize that at Adoption Mosaic that we've got to we have a ton of work ahead of us from 18 until, well, my slide only goes to 56 because I'm 55. So next year maybe my slide will go, every year my slide will get a little bit. But basically the point is that we have shifted, and to see this slide right here just, yeah, speaks volumes to how that shift has happened. So thank you. So Adoption Mosaic, we're not a monolith. Adoptees, we're not a monolith. We need lots of support. We need lots of support from different organizations. Adoption Mosaic cannot be all things to all people. As much as that would, I would love that, we can't be. So collaborating and partnering and uplifting other adoptee programs and supporting the organizations that want to collaborate with us. We in this room tonight, we have the constellation. We have adoptees that are building programs, that are podcast hosts, that are writing scripts, are writing books, writing movie scripts, who are therapists, who work at adoption agencies. We are the constellation, and there are several people that are here in this room that are part of the collaboration and the partnerships that we've cultivated over the years. So that is a huge thank you to all of our partners for all of their support. Okay, so what's coming up? What's down the pipeline? We are really excited. Some of you have heard me talk about, for now, I'm just going to call it AMI, Adoption Mosaic Institute. And the idea of the Institute is that we're going to create trainings for and by us adoptees, trainings for our adoptee community by our adoptee community. We have a wealth of expertise in our community that are available to offer trainings. We have an estrangement support group that is led by Laura Batt and Becca Flatt. And we want to do more of that, offer more support groups for adoptees, more trainings for adoptees. There are adoptees who are needing support on citizenship. How do I go back to my birth country and live there for a little while? I want to learn how to do that. Liz Kwan is an excellent resource for somebody who can teach us how to do that. And us adoptees should be teaching other adoptees how to do those things. So I'm super excited to be creating and uplifting those programs. We're going to be adding more consultants. I am so excited that this year we added David McCurdy Kaplan to our team of consultants, and we're going to continue to add each year. We're going to add a couple more because we know that there are so many people out there who are needing support. And so we're going to add that. We are going to increase our adoptive parent training. We're really excited. We've got some incredible partnerships, and I will say, and I believe Kelly is in the audience with the Oregon Department of Human Services, and she has been a huge support to us in growing our programs. We are really excited that are going to be starting to develop a training for openness and adoption. How do you navigate openness as an adoptive parent when you're parenting a child, and how do you continue keeping that openness within that family unit? So we'll be developing that. We are going to, youth activity groups are coming back, folks. We've been asked by so many people in our community, when are you going to do youth activity groups? We used to do them. I think that we were probably the best that I know of in doing them. You had to be an adult adoptee in order to be a facilitator. And we had an incredible youth group that was in Eugene and in Portland. We're going to bring those back. So I'm super excited about that. Okay, this next slide is so this professional trainings and collaboration. Some of you might be new to our We the Experts Adoptee Speaker Series. It's kind of the thing that is out there that lots of people register each month. We have a panel discussions every month. We have over a recording library of over 60 topics. These were just a couple of sprinklings that I put out here. And I have to say, this gets me excited like nothing else. So this right here, wait a second, let me see. Okay, do you all see that logo up at the left-hand corner, that circle logo, the Adoption Mosaic logo? That's going to mean something really, really important in the future. Okay, what that is going to mean is that if you are looking for a therapist or you are looking for somebody in your community that is part of the helping service, that is a helping community, that is you are hiring or you're wanting to collaborate with, and they say, I am adoption competent, I am adoption literate, I am adoptee centered, and so forth. If they have this circle on their wherever their website or they have a certification that says that they have received their continuing education units, then you all will know that they have sought out a library of resources of those of us who have lived experience with adoption. We are the voices of who they need to be hearing. How many times have we been to a therapist that they said they understood adoption and wah, wah, wah? I mean, just in the screen that I'm seeing, which is a lot of you, I'm seeing you shake your head like, yes. So I am so excited to be working with Mar, who is on this call as well. Mar is our project manager for our continuing education units. We're starting with 7 videos. These 7 videos are recordings that we've had in our library. We've pulled them out, and we are going to get continuing education units for these 7 videos. What is missing? Who needs to get continuing education credits that is not listed on here? These are just some of like when I brainstorm and in a quick brainstorm of who do I think needs to know about our lived experience in order to serve us. We know that we are overrepresented in mental health, we're overrepresented in suicide, we're overrepresented in lots of different places. So where else are people needing continuing education credits that is not listed? Okay, this next slide that I'm about to show you is a total surprise for me. I have not seen this slide. It is a video that Jenna Lowe, who is on our screen, who is our social media manager for Adopt. So when you go on to Instagram or Facebook and you see those posts that are up there, that's thanks to Jenna. Used to be Joplin. She did a fabulous job. And now we've got Jenna, who is doing an incredible job. She said, I'll put together a video for you. And so word on the street is that you might need a box of tissues. I don't know. I didn't put very much makeup on just in case. So I'm going to go ahead and roll this. Okay, here we go. I'm going to cry at the end of this, by the way. Just be prepared, everybody.
We started out doing consulting 2-on-1 with Ostrid for a while and eventually took some classes and joined Better Together.
Our first experience with Adoption Mosaic was a hair care class.
We found Adoption Mosaic because our daughter recommended it to us.
Ostrid and I were both in a group of adoption professionals and discovered we were the only adoptees in the group and zeroed in on each other and connected immediately.
I found Adoption Mosaic through Ostrid at Pact Camp.
From social media.
I found Adoption Mosaic through my daughter.
Another adopted parent.
Through a class, transracial adoption.
Through the We the Experts
speaker series. My adopted daughter recommended Adoption Mosaic, and I took a seasoned parents class.
We went to an Ethiopian heritage camp
because our daughter asked us to take a seasoned parents class.
Consulting with Ostrid, mostly at the beginning, going to classes.
I found Adoption Mosaic in a moment of transition in my adoption process.
I was really starting to explore what adoption meant to me, what I thought about adoption, what I wanted to think about adoption, but importantly, like how I felt about this experience.
I have found Adoption Mosaic to be a source of just great information for one thing, and resources, and of course at its core, community.
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 Having that community is meaningful and hopeful.
A willingness on everybody's part to question and be curious, speak my vulnerabilities and my challenges in ways that might be helpful for everybody here too.
This is an integral learning community.
Very nice to be in community with other people here in the group.
Certainly say ditto.
It gives me the opportunity to feel connected and to have a community.
As I reclaim my adoption story, I have people that are rooting for me and cheerleading me.
I mean, it feels like Adoption Mosaic really covers all of the levels.
Seasoned parent group, they're friends for life.
In our small group, it means the world to me to be there.
Because this is the place where I can say pretty much anything and feel support and feel guided in a way that's going to be the best for my children.
We have really great, challenging sometimes, but really hard and critical conversations around adoption and how that impacts both our lives individually, but then also our families and the wider society and the wider constellation.
This group has become a place for me to come and be able to be myself, be the adoptee that I am.
I'm in a space where I'm allowed to contribute based in me. It's not a performance, it's not something that should be in a certain way according to certain norms, but I'm there because I'm valuable and I'm important, and I appreciate that a lot.
It has been a healing space for me and also a liberating space, so it's been both, kind of simultaneously.
A very supportive place to be.
To recognize the support of the group that we have as far as Adoption Mosaic really coming together.
It was an incredible feeling to find a place and a space with people who talked about things that are always on my mind that had been scary to talk about beforehand, or I didn't know how to talk about them beforehand.
This Better Together group, I get to hear all of these adoptive parents who are listening to us and really saying the right things. And it's not a space where we have to be perfect, because there's so much love and support here, and understanding that we're all in this together.
Everybody's voice here matters.
It was life-changing.
Adoption Mosaic has afforded me the opportunity to be a critical thinker about my relinquishment and adoption.
As an adoptive parent, to be able to talk with and learn from and listen to adoptees is great. To talk with adoptive parents who have had similar and different journeys than what I have had is also wonderful. We do occasionally also have birth first parents, and again, to learn and to listen to them has been wonderful as well.
I think Adoption Mosaic is the only place so far where I'm never out of tune.
Didn't know what we were missing, and now I can't imagine parenting without it.
I can't imagine myself without it at this point.
To have them with me, alongside me, as I am continuing my own awakening and understanding and healing.
It's just incredible to be connected to a group of people that are doing so much to support one another and are doing it with a critical mindset.
Hearing a perspective that would help me have compassion for what it would be like to be an adoptive parent in a way that I can hear it, because they are not my adoptive parents.
I really do think that Adoption Mosaic provided a lot of the scaffolding in order for me to stay in community with my family.
It's not always easy. Now the conversations are not always easy, but it's learning.
This has just been invaluable.
Like an anchor in my parenting.
Adoption Mosaic has been so instrumental in my ability to navigate at really, really critical moments in my daughter and my life.
They have been with me every step of the way. Every developmental milestone has been touched by Adoption Mosaic. The way I raised her, the way I talked to her.
And that's not something that will ever not mean something incredibly valuable to me in my life.
I can't imagine like raising my child without it, actually.
Adopted people are my people. So it gives me a place to be with my people.
So that's what I've found so great about Adoption Mosaic.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, that got me. That was so beautiful. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, we've built an incredible organization that is supporting and serving so many people. And I am one of those people that Adoption Mosaic is serving. So thank you. Thank you for this team. Thank you for all of you. Adoption Mosaic, one of the other things that I take great pride in is that we believe at Adoption Mosaic that our adoptees, we have been doing emotional labor for free since the beginning of time. Adoptees have been asked to come back into the industry and have come back to and asked to present and promote and cheer on adoption and have gotten zero compensation for that. That in and of itself is problematic that you're asking adoptees to come in and promote adoption. So we at Adoption Mosaic, we think that's very problematic. That being said, at Adoption Mosaic, I am wanting to hire adoptees. You look at our team, like Maya said, over 80% of our team are adoptees, and we are trying to funnel that back into our community, right? We're trying to hire adoptees to build our website, hire adoptees to do trainings, hire adoptees to help run this organization. So please help us create that sustainability, and we literally I see the future of Adoption Mosaic in a way I've never seen it before. It's led for us. It's led by us. We say hard things, and we find people who want to lean into this work with us. Yeah. Whew, okay. Just want to say thank you to all of you, especially well, not especially, and I want to thank our team, our incredible team. We've got a team who shows up, who is leaning into this work, who is doing this right alongside me. And to all of the families here who have leaned into this work, to all of the adoptees, to the adoptive parents, to the first birth parents that have made this the constellation it is. I look forward. So Better Together, some of you are part of Better Together. A lot of you are part of Better Together. I never knew what a weekly therapy group would look like for 5 years. 5 years we've been doing this, Lisa. I'm seeing you shake your head. Yeah. I don't know what my life would be like without it. So I want to thank everybody who is here, who is part of Better Together. And for those of you who are like, wait a second, I want a little bit of that. If you are an adoptive parent, you can join Better Together by attending a class. And then once you've finished the class, you can consider joining Better Together if you want. If you're an adoptee, if you are an adoptee who is a creator, builder, and you have built something or that is supporting our adoptee community, we bring in guest speakers, and then our guest speakers become ongoing participants in Better Together. That's how we grow our adoptee community. That being said, you know what? Sitting in community with adoptive parents and first parents and other adoptees might not be your jam, and that is completely acceptable. So what else will we have? We will be looking at creating these support groups that will offer more support for our community. So keep an eye out on for that programming. You guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you to our team. Thank you to Brett for everything and all your incredible support. And I could just keep saying thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. I love you all so much. And thank you for being here. And we will see you soon. Ciao for now. Ciao.